Hi, this is the Brothers Judah. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Jeremy. Welcome.
Welcome.
Did we tell them what happened?
I guess. Why not?
Well, we just filmed an episode and I forgot to press record. So,
Well, it's bound to happen.
yeah, it's very deflating. So you might see my spirits a
So
little low.
our spirits are broken.
I know.
So we're going to try to, I guess, talk about the topic again without just like speaking of rote from what we just said.
Yeah. So basically, last week we had brought up two topics. We talked about the first one. Mm-hmm. The second one was phones. Mm-hmm. So I'll dive right in. Start talking. So there were a couple stories I wanted to tell. Mm-hmm. The first one was I feel like I'm just repeating what I already said, but whatever, we'll do it. So my son was probably 5 years old, and I had brought him to an athletic class.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't we just change the topic? Otherwise we're just it's not gonna be as organic.
That's true.
We'll do it another. We'll adjust the phones another day.
That's true. I know. I feel like I was
Let's just change the topic.
Let's do it. What's
right.
the topic you want to talk about?
Me? I was thinking we could either do something fun, like talk about Elon Musk or something like that, or I was thinking we could talk about, like, dive into how we can actually serve God's will as a concept.
Well, seeing how deflated I'm feeling,
Fun?
fun might be good.
Let's do a fun. What's fun? Let's do a fun topic. We can talk about capitalism and the money system.
I don't know if that's fun.
No?
That's
What
let me think. I want something that'll uplift me. Uplift.
What's fun?
Let's think.
Gardening?
Oh, I know what we could do.
What?
Talk about I just got my car cleaned. It feels
what
good.
What are we going to talk about? Having your car?
Because it's get the snowball rolling on how good it feels. Because
I don't know. That's not fun for me.
let's see.
Gardening? You like gardening?
I like gardening. Yeah, we can talk about gardening.
Talk about gardening.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about gardening.
All right.
Let's see. What about gardening?
Why do you like gardening?
Well, I think it connects me to nature and a past where the world today feels very fast, very fast. I mean, just emails are sending back and forth, and notifications, and this and that. It's just too fast. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. And when I go outside into nature, into say the forest, I feel like time just like slows so much. Like I'll be standing next to a tree that took 100 years or more, I mean, or less, but to grow.
Yeah.
And it feels so at peace where I almost feel like I can react to it better. I don't feel stressed. So in the normal societal world that we live in, I feel like I have to constantly be keeping up with it. Like I have to get myself down to the love inbox 0 where they're all done and then it's just fleeting and it goes away because an email comes in, or like I'll be like, I got my inbox down to 0. I'll close my email. I'll go do something. I'll come back and it's like there's more emails. And I feel like I can never achieve that sustained peace. But then when I go outside, I feel like, I don't know, if I do something like gardening. So if I prep a bed and plant something, I sit back and there's like a set time that's almost predictable.
But it's not that the work's ever finished, because it's not.
No.
It's just that humans are the only ones who are in a hurry. Nature doesn't hurry. It just, everything moves with the natural laws on the right timing.
But well, I mean, I guess plants could be in a hurry to get light. They're kind of growing and trying to compete, but it's a different type of hurry. It's not
I don't know. I don't know. I might have to disagree. This might be our first disagreement.
Let's disagree.
I don't know if plants hurry. I think they just grow. They just are interacting with nature, other nature.
Well, I guess they don't have probably the conscious hurry that we have. Like they just respond to the light and they absorb the nutrients in the water and they grow towards the light. But yeah, it's a pace.
Regardless, there's a natural unfolding and natural timing to it.
Yeah.
That we as humans often try to fight. Like there's a quote in the Bible to be in step with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
I don't remember it exactly, but we don't always necessarily want to follow natural laws. We kind of want to like grab the bull by the horns and like wrangle it like our own way.
Yeah.
Um,
That's true.
that's part of it, I think.
I'm like paranoid that I didn't press record on the camera.
Don't worry about it.
I gotta check. Just keep talking. Keep talking. I don't want to. I'm like, I got a huge blast to my ego, which is actually.
I know.
Yeah, it's recording. All right.
All right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's very rewarding too because, like, I love doing something and then stepping back and seeing the fruits of my labor. So, I love taking this wild patch of land and then working and feeling, getting into the soil, tending to it, and then planting, and then and then also tending to it, and then finally getting a result when it harvests. It's just it feels.
I think there's a lot to learn about life from gardening.
Yeah.
Because you have to try to like give the plants what it needs and kind of learn the natural rhythms rather than impose. Like you can't impose. You can decide where you put the rows and this and that.
Yeah.
But to do the best gardening, I would imagine, because I don't really garden that much, you would have to observe and learn what the plant needs and like how.
Well, that's an interesting thing. Another thing I like is I'm kind of a non-traditional gardener. Well, I don't know what's traditional or not anymore because things have changed. I feel like I'm a traditional gardener from way a long time ago. Nowadays, I feel like it's a lot of scientific manipulation. So it's almost like they, with the.
Well, there's that, but then there's the groups of people doing like permaculture and trying to like.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more more towards the permaculture where I want to make sure there's a balance and a. I mean, one thing I'm trying to do, which I haven't been successful yet, but what I'm trying to do is, like, if you just leave a patch of land, plants just grow, and it reaches a balance where there's just plants growing. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have a patch where the plants that are growing are all vegetables and edible. So what I'm doing is I'm weeding the weeds and I'm mixing a lot of different seeds and letting them grow, and I'm having plants go to seed, and the seeds will drop. And then they'll then sprout. And so I think I showed you once where I had a patch and it was great. It was like I had carrots growing, I had kale and I don't know lettuce, and I had horseradish and a different type of kale and all these.
So you're
like
trying
variety.
to create like a wild ecosystem of plants that are edible.
Yes.
With edible fruits.
That's my ultimate goal. And I think if I do it long enough and I'm consistent, where I weed and let the vegetables go to seed, and so they keep replenishing, that eventually it'll reach a point like that. But so far the problem is some plants will kind of overtake, and then the weeds just grow naturally. But,
that is fascinating.
So, well, anyway, gardening. I mean, I like gardening, but I feel like if we just talk about fun, I feel like.
Well, what are the benefits of gardening? What are, like, we talk about the health benefits. Like, I know when I taste a piece of lettuce from your garden, it tastes like 10 times better than even an organic head of lettuce from the store.
Yeah,
because it's so fresh and it has those naturally occurring biotics on them, and
every single vegetable or fruit, just it's by far it's totally different. It's like even the strawberries. I put the strawberry in my mouth, and you can chew it without teeth. Like literally, your tongue can crush it against the top of your mouth, and it's like cotton candy melting in your mouth. It's so delicious.
Yeah.
I guess that could lead into what's wrong with the fruit and vegetables that we're getting from the store. Like, why does it taste so different?
Well, I think it's been traveling for 2 weeks on a truck. It's not as fresh.
Well, that's a huge thing.
It depends. Yeah.
Because it's not local, they pick it before it ripens. Because when it's ripe, it can damage easily. So before it ripens, and then it artificially ripens. afterwards.
That's another point. Yeah.
So
They. It's fascinating how they do that.
yeah.
Pick
And then I think the nutrients too. I feel like the soil, the plant is not given the normal nutrients that it would get when it's in a stable, sustainable, ecosystem with the ground just living how it is. Things decomposing. Like if you picture the leaves from the fruit trees fall, the plant matter dies, it decays, the bugs eat it, break it down.
Yeah, but I think there are organic farms and stuff that follow the same practices as gardening. But there's something about specifically growing food yourself.
Yeah.
That is even like a step above that.
And
I know that I don't have the time or skill or energy to garden, so it's kind of like sad for me. But and I think a lot of people are probably in the same boat. But
yeah. Let's switch the topic of conversation.
We don't have time.
I can't get my mind off the fact that I didn't press the record button. So let's talk about maybe failures. But let's talk about maybe failures.
Right, so let's address
this, how I'm feeling.
All right. Why are you so upset?
Well, one, I feel like it was a really good episode, and now it's wasted.
So it's a loss.
It's a loss. Yes, there's a loss feeling.
People won't get to see it.
People won't get to see it. There's a loss. That's probably the biggest thing. There also is a feeling like
this one's not as good.
Like this one's not as good.
Yeah.
Which I guess that can go back with the loss. So it's like not only did you lose something good, but now we're putting forward something not as good. So it's kind of upsetting that way.
But do you feel it was a complete mistake? So do you feel guilty about it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have this issue where I'm afraid to make mistakes. Like even with programming, I'm afraid to take on large clients, even though I consider myself an extremely good programmer and better than many programmers that work for large clients or work for companies that have large clients. I'm very afraid of taking on large clients because I don't want to make a mistake like this. And this is our show, so it's like there's nobody to be upset with me, maybe you or myself, but I am upset with myself where it's like a mistake like that, and now the whole episode's ruined. And
it's not ruined. I mean, it was a great episode, and no one will get to see it except for the angels.
Well, but you know what? There is a benefit.
What?
In the episode, I remember talking about how I was motivated to be better.
Yeah.
So I guess not only was I motivated to be better for the topic of the first episode, but I guess now I'm also motivated to double check if the Zoom is recording.
You already did.
No, I mean from now on.
From now on,
From now on. So.
I mean, honestly, I've messed up so much in my life that I don't really struggle with guilt that often. But when I mess up, I just like psychologically know I'm doing my best. I can't do any more. So I've kind of gotten to this point of like surrender. But I think you're really hard on yourself. I mean, we have really high standards, I think, both of us.
Yeah.
For ourselves. And but like, I mean, we always mess up. That's all, like not we, but human beings always fall short. That's the whole point of Christianity is we can't save ourselves. We're not worthy to get to heaven on our own, and that's why we need Jesus. And like I pretty much apply that to everything, every time.
I'm feeling better. Yeah. I mean, hopefully something will good, because I'm sure other people who are watching this, I'm sure they've messed up at times too.
Yeah.
So maybe them seeing me feel bad, they can relate.
Yeah.
So and then I'll make sure not to do this again. Luckily, we're early in the show where nobody's probably even watching this episode.
Well, maybe now, next time, you'll double check and we'll have an even better episode that we won't lose because of this.
I like that. That's good.
So
because of a problem now, we're actually in the long run it'll be good. Where maybe if this didn't happen now and we didn't lose this episode, maybe in the future we'd lose something where we actually did have a lot of people watching and it was a really good episode.
So I always try to frame everything from a perspective of how can I learn, how can this serve the highest good. Like,
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. I'm feeling better. So we have like 4 minutes left.
So we talked about gardening, guilt,
and
and It's gonna be a little.
Right when you inflated my ego, I just poured water on my face.
Now we'll talk about ego.
Let's talk about ego.
Yeah, ego's a tough one, man.
You know,
How is it tough not to crack?
I haven't even cracked it still. I've been trying to crack it for a good 10 years.
I mean, I still have ego, but like, my ego death is an extremely painful, excruciating process, and has been for years. And it's like,
I don't.
Yeah.
So some people know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Some people, I think, there's probably a lot of people that are, ego. Like they probably don't even know what ego is. I don't think there's enough time to get into it now. Should next video be about ego?
I don't know.
Do we talk about it now?
I mean, we have 4 minutes.
Let's talk about it.
Whatever you want to say about it.
Well, what I've noticed is I notice fluctuations up and down in my ego. And even in this conversation where the beginning, I was really deflated. I was really upset. I was feeling down on myself. And then you kind of built me up and I was starting to feel good. And then right when I was starting to feel good, I noticed I tried to spin my pen and I dropped it.
Yeah.
So I was like a little tap. And then I drank my water and I spilt it all over myself. So it's almost, but I notice it ups and downs.
Yeah.
And I'm actually grateful for the times where I spill the water on myself and stuff because it keeps me in check. And
I was going to say that, yeah.
I would much rather spill water on myself and look like a fool because of that than have an ego, act arrogant, and have the consequences of that.
Yeah, it's like feedback. Like when someone's like harmful to me or something or mean to me or whatever, I try to remember to use that as an opportunity to try to practice being like Jesus. So I'm like grateful, like when someone like offends me or something, I'm grateful for that because it gives me an opportunity to practice being like Jesus. So it's like, it's that happens to me too. Like I'll start to get like cocky about something and then like feedback. Yeah,
it is. I almost feel like it's the actual universe giving me feedback. It's like I almost feel like it's almost like the secret angel assisting me on my journey to fight ego. It's like a reminder. It's like, nope, get rid of that ego. Oh, spill water on himself. Like there's a movie. What's it called? The Adjustment Bureau. Have you seen that movie? Where they make little adjustments, little nudges.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I believe that is how the world is, but it's kind of an interesting concept where like these are little adjustments to my ego helping me along.
Well, God is an infinitely intelligent being. Infinitely intelligent, which means
can't even
everything.
Comprehend.
No, we can't comprehend it. But I mean, sometimes I try to comprehend it as like the quantum field, and we're all part of this field that is God's intelligence, or like however we frame it. Like there's definitely a higher power, and we're definitely we're not like independent of the natural laws. We're all bound by them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh. That was it. Camera ended.
That's weird.
1 minute?
So you must have started the camera a minute and a half after starting.
Oh, because I was pressing the button. Yeah, trying to get the...
After you started the camera?